Our next chapter is gravitation. Though they call it gravitation, later on they will include buoyancy and all these things also. तो पहला पार्ट तो gravitation के ऊपर ही है और काफी मजेदार रहेगा ये चैप्टर. ठीक है. Now in this chapter, again emphasis is on English. You would be hearing two words a lot. पहले कुछ myths clear करते हैं. Gravitation, and you will keep on hearing another word called gravity. I don't have a test tube to prove what I am saying, but whatever I am saying is correct. You won't find it in any book. And don't search for what I am going to explain in any book. But if you understand by this way, it will be correct. You'll be toggling between these two terms a lot. So we should understand what is what. Okay? Whenever you are, it's something like Maggie and noodles. खाए हो टॉप रेमन आके बोलते हो मैगी खाया है, because मैगी चलता है ना. Whenever you hear about, this is your face. Whenever you are hearing about gravitation, आप अपना दिमाग में एक वर्ड बिठा लेना, यूनिवर्सल. ये एक यूनिवर्सल कॉन्सेप्ट है. यूनिवर्सल मीन्स द एंटायर क्रिएशन, द होल ब्रह्मांड. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, our galaxy, their galaxy, outside galaxy, Andromeda galaxy, wherever it is. ठीक है? And whenever you hear about this word, your thought process should get limited only till Earth. Again, I'm saying this is my way of understanding, which I'm trying to put on you. It will make you things get easy. You should think only about Earth, things happening on Earth. When you hear the word called gravity, at least in this chapter, and when you hear about gravitation, expand yourself and the entire universe. Understood? ये याद रखिएगा. आगे बढ़े, चलते हैं. ठीक है. So first we will understand in this chapter some things about gravitation. Then from gravitation thought process will come to gravity. Means first we will be on universe, then we'll funnel down ourselves only to planet Earth and the happenings that happen on Earth. Very interesting. ठीक है, चलिए. So gravitation chapter first starts with something called universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation. Again, see, the two words are matching. Whenever you hear about gravitation, you get the word universal along with you. और इसको देने वाला भी कोई और नहीं, न्यूटन ही है. तो आपको बुक में ऐसे भी आएगा, न्यूटन्स लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन और न्यूटन्स यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, whatever it is. Statement is not important. First, we need to understand. This law is a direct pull out of Newton's third law. Many people just rectify this law, but if you understand Newton's third law, you'll understand. What is Newton's third law? When a body exerts a force on another body, the other body exerts an equal and opposite force on the first body. And such type of force systems are known as an action-reaction pair, where the action-reaction pair have to be of the same nature. If action is frictional, reaction is also frictional. Action is gravitational, reaction is gravitational. Action is electrostatic, reaction is electrostatic. Action is magnetic, reaction is magnetic. Only then they will be called action-reaction pair. Otherwise, we won't call them as action-reaction pair. They may be forces. They may be forces. ठीक है ना? समझ में आया? अब न्यूटन का यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन को समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. ठीक है? Now this is a universal law of gravitation. That means it is valid for you, me, Hello Kitty, Doraemon, puppy, planet, satellite, Earth, Murga, Murgi, whatever in this world you can think. Anything that has got mass, for everyone it is applicable. Okay. So it says that suppose there are two bodies. पहले law को समझिए. Suppose there are two bodies. And say these are two bodies, not be in the same line, it can be in some other line. So definitely we have their centers, okay, their centers, and let's start making a line that joins the center, okay, that joins the center of the two bodies. And I say this is body 1 and this is body 2. Okay, body 1 has got a mass which is m1 and body 2 has a mass which is m2. Agreed? And their center to center difference, they are separated. Any school which has done this chapter right now or started? No one. Okay, they are separated by a distance. Let's say r is the distance of separation between them. ठीक है ना? Capital R ही ले लेते हैं अभी. Scenario समझ में आया? So it can be me and Dipanshu also, two bodies, and we have got our centers, center to center, our distance is there. We have different mass. Newton's universal law of gravitation says. Statement भी बोलूंगा, बाद में लिखेंगे, पहले समझते हैं. Every body in this universe attracts every other body every body in this universe attracts every other body. That means B1 attracts B2. But in Newton's third law, we have said if a body exerts a force on one body, the other body should also attract equal and opposite force. So this law is a direct outcome of Newton's third law. So he says every body in this universe attracts every other body. So can I also write B2 attracts B1? Have we understood? This is the first part of the statement. Every body in this universe attracts, and this is not a surprise for you because this is just the third law of Newton. What we are not able to establish now is that what is the force that is forming the action reaction pair. अभी force नहीं पता चला. मैं अगर तुम्हें अट्रैक्ट करता हूं तो तुम भी मुझे अट्रैक्ट करते हो. ऐसा होना चाहिए, कितना अच्छा लगता था ना. तुम जिसको गर्लफ्रेंड बनाना चाहते हो वो भी तुम्हें बॉयफ्रेंड बनाना चाहता है. न्यूटन ने तो ऐसे बोला ही नहीं. ठीक है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. By a force. So बनाते हैं. So let's understand first. Let's say B1 is attracting M2, and these forces will always act along their line joining the center. So I'm calling this force as B12, which means force on 2 due to 1. Sorry, why B12? F12. F12 is a force which is acting on 2 due to 1, right? So B1 attracts B2, the force is F12. So B2 also attracts B1, ये भी इसको pull कर रहा है, that force be B21. It means force on 1 due to 2. So this is also attracting. And what does Newton's third law says? These two forces should be equal and opposite in direction. Exactly. Again, by a force. So we are more concentrated on the force, by a force. So I'm taking any one force. Say F12 and F21 are say represented by F. You know, by F. Sir, how did you make them as one force F? It's only the magnitude of this force. By a force F. Only the magnitude part. Any problem? Pay attention, otherwise वो सब बाद में करो. इधर ध्यान दो ना. Why do you get so much of 1 hour here, 1 hour here, 1 hour outside? Do everything. यहाँ जब यहाँ once 5:30 has happened and I'm with the pen, have your attention here, focused. F12 and F21 are represented by F. You will say, sir, who gives you the right to make them? I said that look, I am just representing the magnitude of both by F. How do you know both forces will have equal magnitude? Third law says that. If I attract you, you also attract me. This body is exerting force. This is an attractive force, F. This force F के ऊपर ही ये law है. It says this force will be directly proportional to the product of the masses. Directly proportional to the product of the masses. So in this law, they will quantify the force itself. And the second part says inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Very interesting. That means if the bodies have masses which are big, then their product is big. If the product is big, the force is also big. And inversely proportional to the square. If the distance is far away, दूर दूर तक कोई रहने से अट्रैक्शन होता है क्या? नहीं होता है ना. तो जितना डिस्टेंस कम रहेगा, फोर्स उतना बढ़ेगा, which is quite natural. Are you understanding? Square. This is the derivation itself says is square. That you will not. This is called inverse square law. ये आप जब पढ़ेंगे Kepler's law of planetary motion in 11, then you will understand why this square comes. It is experimentally found out that this experiment was later done by Cavendish. This is at your level, it is not there. At your level, you just quantify that the force is directly proportional to the product of the masses, inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That means F12 will be directly proportional to the product of the masses, inversely to the square of the distance. Similarly, F21 will also be directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square. The only difference is while F12 is acting on this side, F21 acts on this side. So graphically, as per vector, we can say F12, if it is a vector, it is negative of F21. बस इतना ही, दोनों फोर्स एक दूसरे को कैंसिल करते हैं. अब इसको स्टेटमेंट में सुनते हैं. कैसे कहता है? न्यूटन्स लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन टेल्स अस. रुको रुको रुको, ये लिखते, इसीलिए नहीं सीखते हो. ये व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू से इज दैट नॉट गोइंग टू बी इन योर बुक. Rather, go home today and then read the textbook what I have taught. You should write down points. Sir taught Newton's law of gravitation. Sir thought about some laws and whatever he is writing. If you keep writing now, you are writing to mug up, not to understand. Pehle suno. The law says every body in this universe attracts every other body with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. My question now arises, sir, there is a buffalo on the road and a duck on the road. Are they getting attracted to each other? As per Newton, yes. Yes. Because are they on the universe? Yes. What is the force? The force is equal to directly proportional to the product of the mass of the duck and the elephant and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. True. Sir, is this true for me and the aeroplane flying in the sky? Yes, we both are on universe. Sir, is this true between the moon and the earth? Yes. Is it true between Mars and earth? Yes. Is it true between sun and the earth? Yes. Is it true between two galaxies? Yes, if you consider them as concentrated mass, it is true. It's a universal law. पहले law को समझिए. ये पूरा solar system जो अपने जगह पे held up है ना, that is all because of this law only. Correct? So now comes, sir, how do we mathematically say this force? So this force is directly proportional to m1, m2. This force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. If I combine both, I can write it is directly proportional to m1, m2 and inversely. So this is the proportional law. दोनों को combine किया. Now whenever you replace proportionality and you want to bring an equal, you have to bring some sort of a constant, because आपने पढ़ा था कि एक कांस्टेंट होता है. Like if we say A is proportional to B, you can write A is equal to KB, means A upon B is always constant. यहाँ भी कुछ घुसाना होगा, so यहाँ पे घुसाएंगे एक चीज, ठीक है, और इसको हम बोलेंगे m1 m2 by r square. This constant is G. आपने छोटा g अभी तक भी नहीं पढ़ा, ये है G. This G is known as universal gravitational constant. इतना तक किसी को इसके वैल्यू है वो भी बताएंगे. Coming again, the chapter deals with gravitation initially. Gravitation means talk about a phenomenon which is present in the universe. We are not talking about the earth right now. We start with Newton's law of gravitation, also known as the universal law of gravitation, valid all across the Brahmand. It says every body in this universe attracts every other body. I am attracting him. That means he is also attracting me. This is valid from Newton's third law. If a body exerts a force, exert माने खाली धक्का देगा ऐसी कोई बात है क्या? पुल किया वो भी तो force है. The other body exerts a equal and opposite force. Come on, hold my hand and try to. If I pull you, are you not pulling me also? Yes, we are all both getting pulled by a force which is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional. This force is known as the gravitational force. Now go back to class 8. You had read about contactual and non-contactual forces. Gravitational force is a non-contactual force, and gravitational force is such a force which will only produce attractive effect, whereas magnetic force is also a non-contactual force. It can produce both attraction and repulsion. Electrostatic force is also a non-contactual force which can produce attraction and repulsion. लेकिन gravitational force ऐसा force है वो खाली attraction. इसीलिए तो बोल रहा हूं ना बेटा, धीरे धीरे. तुम क्या है ना, पिक्चर शुरू होकर लिख रहा, रिलायंस नेटवर्क 18 प्रेजेंट्स, सेंसर बोर्ड का सर्टिफिकेट आया. सर विलेन को किस बुलेट से मारेगा? 2 घंटा रुक जा बाबा, पिक्चर पूरा देख, बीच में पॉपकॉर्न खाओ. पिक्चर हैज जस्ट स्टार्टेड. हाउ कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग इन वन गो? स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Put your queries in one side, and those queries all has to be addressed by the time we end this chapter. Either the queries will be at your level or beyond your level. But these are some things which are said, established, and on these basis, all satellites launch, ILS, everything is working. So if we are trying to question something that is wrong here, we are not idiots but super idiots, because we are questioning with half knowledge. Let us first learn. देखते हैं धीरे धीरे, ठीक है ना? इतना समझ में आया? And the very vague question at this time, you can say, sir, between a pig on the road and a bus traveling, is there a gravitational force? Yes. Yes. But I don't see the pig going to the bus. That we need to see. Why not? Maybe. अभी जैसे यहाँ से मैग्नेट लगाऊंगा तो वहां से मैग्नेट आएगा? नहीं आएगा. But is the magnet not? I have kept a south pole near our friend Aditi, and I have kept a north pole here. Maybe the magnet is not pulling right now. Is the magnet not exerting force? Exert तो कर रहा है. Feel नहीं कर रहे हो. पापा मेरे मार्क्स नहीं आ रहे. पढ़ते नहीं, पढ़ता हूं ना पापा. फिर मार्क्स क्यों नहीं आ रहे? इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि एफर्ट नहीं दे रहे हो. शायद उतना नहीं जितना देना चाहिए, पर रोज शाम को तो बढ़ रहे हो ना बैठने के लिए. सो ये कुछ ऐसा सिनारियो है. अगर इफ द गाय ऑटोमेटिकली इज नॉट, तो जो पुराने जमाने में जैसे ऐसे ही बैठ के कुंभकर्ण आके पूरे वानर सेना के सामने मुंह खोलते, सारा वानर मुंह में गया, शायद उसका ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ज्यादा था. गलत नहीं है. फोर्स इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू मास. कुंभकर्ण का मास बहुत ज्यादा था और वानर के सामने जाके हाँ मुंह खोलेगा, वानर मुंह में चला गया. शायद था, कौन जानता. आप सुन के हंस रहे हो. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट तानसेन? Tansen, who has given all rags, he was the musician singer in the court of Akbar. Whenever Akbar used to feel not okay, Tansen used to sing. They used to say Tansen राग मल्हार गाने से अपने आप बारिश हो जाता है, कहते थे. अभी सुन लो, तानसेन सोया हुआ है. अकबर ने बोला जाइए तानसेन को पेश कीजिए, हमारे मिजाज ठीक नहीं है. And somebody has gone to call Tansen. That time you have done a time travel from here and you have landed in Akbar's court wearing t-shirt and all. और आप अकबर को जाके बोलते हैं जहां ना बार बार क्यों तानसेन को डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं, ये लीजिए MP3 प्लेयर और उनका गाना रिकॉर्ड कर लीजिए, जब जी चाहे एकदम ब्लूटूथ में सुनिए. अकबर आपको क्या बोलेगा? ले जाओ इसे और सर कलम कर दो, इसका गुस्ताखी कर रहा है जहापना से. That audacity that you talk to the king like this. King is ignorant. Another 400 years later that device will come out na. Kishore Kumar is no more with us. Don't we listen to him? Yes. Don't we see movies of Shammi Kapoor and all? Yes. रह गया है. तो उस जमाने में शायद नहीं था, आगे है. तो ऐसा शायद कुंभकर्ण के टाइम में ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इतना था, मुंह खोलते ही पड़क करके वानर अंदर घुस रहा है. ऐसा तो ना नहीं कह सकते हम लोग, हमें नहीं पता. कुंभकर्ण का मास थोड़ी आप और मैंने मेजर किया है, ठीक है? राइट. एंड यू नो द एवरेज हाइट ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग इज रिड्यूसिंग. Those days height was much high. If you read extreme high end Mahabharata and all, height of Bhim, even Kunti's height is very big as written, the mother of them. तभी लोग 6 फुट was normal. लोग 8-10 फुट के होते थे. अभी आपको विश्वास नहीं होगा. You go to US, attend any party with all the US guys, you will be lying at their this level. वेस्ट इंडीज में जाइए, उनके बॉलर्स के साथ घूमिए, आप तो इस लेवल में हो. उनके जूते कितने बड़े बड़े होते हैं, ठीक है? चलो, तो इज दिस मच अंडरस्टूड? Yes.
How did you take it forces directly proportional by r?
This is mathematics. If a quantity is directly proportional and the same quantity has an inverse relation also, you can combine the two relation. I like paneer. I don't like eggs. Can I combine it? I like paneer but I don't like eggs. This is just a combination. We have no way disturb the relation. Just look here. Direct relation means if M1 M2 as a product goes up, force should go up. So if numerator goes up, force goes up, and if R2 goes up, force should go down. Therefore R2 is in denominator. R2 को छोटा करेंगे ये बढ़ेगा. तालमेल तो बिगड़ा नहीं है और एक कांस्टेंट के साथ है. There is a constant. ठीक है? थोड़ा मिटाएं इसको. तो और आप लिखना चाहते हो तो लिखिए. So you write down points. What you are studying today? You are first studied universal law of gravitation. And the universal law of gravitation में ये फिगर बनाओ, ये ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. डेफिनेशन किताबों में मिलेगा. यथार्थ डैडी के व्हाट्सएप में बहुत सारी चीजें मैंने भेजे हैं आज. हाँ, बुक्स. हाँ, ठीक है? तो ये हो गए आपके दो बॉडी एंड द डिस्टेंस एंड दिस फोर्स You may ask, how does the force act? The force acts along the line joining the center of two bodies. It's not that the force will act in this side. The force will exactly act on the line joining the center. दिल से दिल का पुलाव, सही है. थोड़ा रोमांटिक सोचने से आगे समझ में आएगा. हाँ, दिल चाहता है जैसा है, दिल से दिल का खिंचाव होता है. Yes. There is a F means F is the force of attraction, and F I am talking F on behalf of this one also. I am talking F on behalf of this one also, because this force is not one body exerting. Try to understand. If there is an attraction force, this also has an attraction force, this also which are magnitude wise equal, just opposite in direction. Let that force be F. Right? There's a pocket money with you also, there's a pocket money with me also. We are representing that pocket money with, say, the word M. That force is directly proportional to the product of the masses. And inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Not the distance, square of the distance. Square of the distance. Suppose आपको distance पता है? These are called inverse square laws. इनवर्स स्क्वायर लॉज यू विल अगेन फाइंड. अब इसका इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देता हूं ना आपको, पढ़ो, लिखो ना पहले. स्क्वायर ऑफ द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम. ठीक है. तो फर्दर मैथमेटिकली वी से f कैन बी कंबाइंड एज m1 m2 एंड f इज गिवन एज इक्वल टू g m1 m2 बाय r स्क्वायर. ये आपको याद रहना चाहिए. इसी इक्वेशन में और आगे बढ़ेंगे अभी. कैन आई धीरे धीरे रबरबी, है ना? मिटाओ, कहानी समझ में आया ना? There will be two bodies, and two body means there is always an action. So if F12 is action, F21 is reaction. So Newton's law of gravitation in higher books, if you see in higher college books, they'll always write it's nothing new. It's just an extension of Newton's third law of motion. Reaction concept. However, being extended right to the universe level, and for all bodies, right from a titali to a हाथी to a ग्रह मंडल, whatever you say. मिटा रहा हूं, बोर हो गया हूं मैं. Yes. तुम लोग यार रनिंग नोट्स लेना नहीं आता. तुम लोग लिखते हो तो पूरा कहानी लिखते हो. एक तो रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है तुम्हारे सामने, एक घर पे बुक है. समझोगे नहीं? ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द मेन पॉइंट्स. टुमारो यू विल गो एंड जॉइन ए कंपनी. जो भी लोग मीटिंग में बोलेंगे सब लिखते रहोगे क्या? आ जाओ. So the force of gravitation, as we said, is given by g m1 m2 upon r square, right? So let's see now force का यूनिट क्या होता है बेटा? न्यूटन होता है. हमें अभी g को समझना होगा. ये g ससुरा है क्या? तो g है. g के बाद कैसा हो गया? g के बाद हमारे पास आ गया ये kg है, ये भी kg है, और ये कैसा हो जाएगा? ये मीटर स्क्वायर हो जाएगा, है ना? तो g जो क्वांटिटी है, g का कुछ एक वैल्यू होगा. जो भी वैल्यू होगा उसका यूनिट होगा न्यूटन मीटर स्क्वायर केजी -2. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड? केजी -2 क्यों? न्यूटन के साथ मीटर स्क्वायर और केजी स्क्वायर नीचे आएगा. नहीं समझे हो तो यहां देख लो. न्यूटन के साथ मीटर स्क्वायर, नीचे केजी स्क्वायर. अंडरस्टूड? राइट. इसकी वैल्यू होती है 6.67 इंटू 10 टू द पावर -11. ये आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट. 6.67 इंटू 10 टू द पावर -11. याद रखना होगा. ठीक है?
That's the unit.
That's the unit. So that you don't ratify, I showed you how you can get the unit also. तो स्कूल में ये नहीं करेगा. तो स्कूल में डायरेक्ट लिखेगा द वैल्यू ऑफ जी इज दिस और फिर ये याद करते रहना. न्यूटन ना, याद करने की जरूरत नहीं, यहाँ से पता चल जाता है. I told you ना, this experiment is done by Cavendish. This value is found out.
Can't the mass vary again and again?
A constant is a constant. Pi's value is 3.14 whether you measure the area of a बूंदी का लड्डू और you measure the area of the sun. As long as it is a square, pi is 3.14.
Square.
Sorry, as long as it's a circle. ये मत बोलो सर मास इज वेरिंग, सर ये गिव मी पापड़ एंड ये सर व्हाई इज पाई इज कांस्टेंट, उसका नाम ही है कांस्टेंट। अभी जी को देखते हैं जी कहां से आया, ठीक है, आ जाओ समझो, ऐसे ही फिजिक्स पढ़ा जाए। से सपोज आई मेक इट 1 न्यूटन, ठीक है ना, एंड okay, if you make the mass as 1 and 1 and the distance of separation as 1, are you understanding? The mass is 1, the mass is 1 and the distance of separation as 1, then in this case इस साइड का पूरा वैल्यू कितना निकला, 1 निकला, और यहां पे एक g है और यही f होता है। ये बड़ा सुंदर चीज है। So what is g actually? G is the force of attraction between two unit masses separated by a unit distance. G F ही है, एक स्पेशल F है। इसने पूछा ना अभी मास अलग अलग होने से G अलग क्यों नहीं होता है, नहीं, G को जब डिफाइन किया गया था तब मास अलग अलग नहीं था। ये एक्सप्रेशन देखो आप, in this expression take this mass as unit mass 1 kg, take it 1 kg, no issues, take this as 1 kg, take this as 1 meter, then what is this whole side, 1, then F is equal to G. So how do you define G? G is defined as the force of attraction between two unit masses separated by a unit distance. उस वक्त जो फोर्स होगा वो फोर्स का वैल्यू होगा 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11। बात समझ में आई? क्लियर? So G is two bodies. This is 1 kg. सब्जी वाला से चोरी करके ले जाओ यहां से, जो है 1 kg दो, और इन्हें कितना दूर रखो, 1 मीटर रखो दूर। 1 kg यू नो, आलू वाला जो 1 kg लेके बैठता है, 1 मीटर, 1 मीटर, मीटर स्क्वायर इज व्हेन यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग, हाउ यू प्लेस इट इज 1 मीटर। अब इन दोनों के बीच में फोर्स कितना होगा आप खुद ही कैलकुलेट करो। F is equal to G1 into 1 by 1, and this is what, this is kg square by meter square. What is the unit of G? G's unit is Newton meter square by kg square. kg square ने kg square को काटा, मीटर स्क्वायर ने, तो G1 न्यूटन में ही आया ना। So G is the force between two, force of attraction, remember always attraction use करना है। G is the universal force of gravitation between two unit masses separated by a unit distance. But look at the value, 10 to the power minus 11, बहुत ही कम है। समझ में आ रहा है? यहां पर थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग और किया जाए, जैसे ये प्रॉब्लम दिया था एक बार, एक पेरेंट बोलता है नो नो एक्चुअली दे आर आल्सो, मैं तो समझता हूं इसमें कंप्लेन करने का क्या है, बच्चा टीनेज में है तो ये प्रॉब्लम ज्यादा अच्छा सुनता है। तो प्रॉब्लम कुछ ऐसा है कि ऐसा एक आदमी है, रोज बस स्टॉप में आता है और सुंदर सी लड़की यहाँ पे खड़ी हुई है, रोज आते देखता है इस लड़की को, आते आते क्रश हो गया उसको इसके ऊपर। एक पेरेंट बोला नहीं नहीं अवॉइड दिस टाइप ऑफ एग्जांपल्स, क्या भाग जाएगा क्या आपका बेटा, एंड द डिस्टेंस इज अराउंड से 5 मीटर, लड़की स्लिम ट्रिम फिट है, 65 kg ले लो, लड़का पुशअप मारता है, अच्छा ले लो इसको, कितना 75 kg ले लेते हैं। अब ये प्रपोज करना चाहता है इसको, अब प्रपोज करने से पहले क्या हो सकता है, ऐसा फ्लावर दे देगा लड़की को, ऐसा फ्लावर दे दिया, लेकिन ऐसा गमले के साथ दिया, फूल दिया। अब लड़की क्या कर सकता है, पूरा गमला उठा के मुंह में मार सकता है, या फिर फूल लेके बोल सकता है थैंक यू सो मच आई रियली लव्ड इट, बट ही इज अनश्योर। सिन कैन बी टू, सजनी ने फूल लिया या फिर सजनी ने फूल तो फेंका पर गमले के साथ फेंका, इन दैट केस तो ये क्या किया, ये न्यूटन को कंसल्ट करना शुरू किया, सच में हमारे बीच में अट्रैक्शन है कि नहीं, ऐसा हो सकता है ना। तो ही इज कैलकुलेटिंग विद न्यूटन्स फोर्स, कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो 75 इंटू 65 डिवाइडेड बाई 5 स्क्वायर इंटू 6.67 10 to the power minus 11, ये पार्ट को छोड़ के रख देते हैं। ये कितना है 25 3, और इसको करेंगे तो कितना आएगा 3 इंटू 65, 3 इंटू 60 करने से 180, 3 5 15 195 को 1.95 इंटू 10 to the power 2 ले ले, राइट 1.95 10, तुम लोग सोचो कैलकुलेटर नहीं होने से कैलकुलेशन नहीं हो सकता है, इंटू 6.67 10⁻11। ये -11 और 2 जाके 10 कितना हो गया, -9 हो गया। इसको 2 ले लो, 2 ले लो,
Yes, sir.
इस 7 ले लो, कितना हो गया 14। भैया पूरा थप्पड़ खाने का चांस है। देयर इज नो अट्रैक्शन फोर्स एट ऑल, वेरी फीबल फोर्स। 14 into 10⁻⁹. Do you know how what is the force? 0. Oh, you should see it. The force is 0.1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 14. इतना अट्रैक्शन है लड़की का आपके लिए। भाई साहब आपका थप्पड़ खाना तो गारंटीड है। तो इसने क्या किया, फुल नहीं दिया। ये एग्जांपल पूरी जिंदगी तुम्हें याद रहेगा। However, please understand, all these Newton's laws of gravitation are applied to masses in point concept. Means even if I would have replaced this with Saturn and Uranus, they are taken as point mass. Point mass means mass is concentrated at one point, no matter how heavy it is. So do you now understand? If I replace these two bodies now with the moon and the earth, you will find, we will do those also later on, you will find that this value is coming substantially high, very high. So भाई साहब, in order to feel that force जो आप बोल रहे थे ना, and moon and earth are separated by quite a distance. The distance to the moon is how much? 3,84,000 kilometers, 384,000 kilometers. Okay, so the distance between the moon and the earth is quite high. Not so lucky, like 5 मीटर में moon नहीं है कि रोज मून को जाके टिक 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 कैसे करके खुला रहेगा। मून बहुत दूर है, लेकिन मून अपना जगह में ही रहता है, गुलाम की तरह घूम रहा है अर्थ के चारों ओर। Are you understanding? Because the mass plays the role. So in order for use, as you said, that why don't I see the cow getting towards the pig, or me going towards the buffalo, or me getting attracted to the tree? All these are not happening because our mass is not substantial. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. बहुत ज्यादा है। And
So what is the mass of like a black hole? Is it defined or undefined?
undefined. ये ब्लैक होल ही क्यों आता है? तुम पहले एक बॉडी लो ना। Why do you all think all weird things? Actually, if you later go and think about your questionings, they're all absurd. First, try to be on the topic. Black. Why we have to take a black hole here into consideration?
Because I was thinking about planets and then.
Why black hole? The other day also I'm explaining astronaut problem. You're saying they will have thrusters between. तो पूरा problem को ही बर्बाद कर रहे हो। Did you understand this Newton's universal law of gravitation? So you will get some basic problems out here. Calculate the force of gravitation between two bodies. Typically it will be a formula Chepo problem where all you need to take care is the masses should be in kg, the distance of separation should be in meter, and the value of this कोई दे भी देता है, take g equal to 6.61 or 6.67 into 10 to the power -11. बस ये आप करते हो। This part concludes the very first part, which is called universal law of gravitation, and gives you the idea about gravitation. We have not talked anything, but if we bring our thought process to an earth and a satellite, is this law valid? Yes, they are also two bodies. अब आगे हम उसी दिशा में जाएंगे। क्लियर? यहां तक कोई सवाल आप पूछना चाहें तो पूछ सकते हैं। सो यहां पे आपको क्या क्या सवाल आएगा? नंबर 1, डिफाइन Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, and then they will say express the mathematical relation. फर्दर अगर मेरे जैसा खुसट सर है तो ये भी पूछ सकता है, डिफाइन यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट। So the universal gravitational constant is the force exerted or gravitational force that acts between two unit masses separated by. In fact, I will define the universal law of gravitation. I'll write the formula and then I'll write if m1 equal to m2 equal to 1 kg and if r is equal to 1 meter, F equals to g. Therefore, g is the force of attraction between two bodies of unit mass separated by a unit distance. इतना लिख लिया तो फिर ये CBSE में तुमको द्रोणाचार्य अवार्ड मिल जाएगा पूरा। Understood?
Yes, sir.
Very good. ठीक है?
Yeah, actually it's not.
Okay. Now, the next part. We now slowly turn towards gravity की बात करेंगे। ठीक है? Gravitation concept समझ में आया। अब ब्रह्मांड से, that is from the universe, start getting into your planet. You got into your planet. Now let's see something in our planet. So this is our planet. Now we are on Earth. इतना बाहर का क्यों पढ़ना है, पहले घर की गंदगी साफ करो, अर्थ में है, ठीक है। और एंड से दैट I have a body which is right above the surface of the earth, right? The center of the earth, and this is the center of the body, this is the radius of the earth, RE. RE की वैल्यू अप्रोक्सीमेटली होती है 6400 किलोमीटर्स, ठीक है। RE is around 6400 किलोमीटर, so this is RE। और इतना किलोमीटर बहुत ज्यादा होता है। let this ball be anything, this ball is something right above the surface of the earth, where I am standing is this, do you agree? Right now I am standing somewhere here, and a cricket ball which is just pushed up. So this much distance is something like R, and R is substantially small than RE. Have you understood? These are high-end mathematics. R is substantially small. ये ऊपर में एक बॉल है, काफी this distance, it is like what? It is like we had a wedding party, अंबानी वेडिंग हो रहा है, और उसमें किसी ने बोला यार ऑटो का किराया लग गया 50 रुपए लाने का। Won't you laugh at that 50 rupees expense where the marriage is going in 4,000 crores? So that 50 rupee expense is almost negligible. So in all these calculations later when you go to grade 11, this distance is almost taken as negligible because this doesn't play any role. Are you aware of that? वैभव ऐसा मुंह बनाता है ना कभी कभी, no, you understood, but your face is as if I am pouring down acid along with it. Listen, let's take a small quantity 0.2, right? इसको स्क्वायर करने से कितना आएगा? 0.04। दैट मीन्स एक छोटा क्वांटिटी स्क्वायर करने से और भी छोटा होता जाता है, तो इसको कंसिडर करने का कोई मतलब नहीं होता है, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, so what say, let's say this is the mass of the earth is me and mass of the body is mb. So what is the universal law of gravitation out here? F equal to g mb me divided by re plus r whole square mathematically. But this r is substantially small, very very small, इसको लेने का कोई मतलब नहीं होता है। This is the marriage expense of Ambani's son and this is ऑटो किराया, ऐसा माला लाया ना दादर से, उसका खर्चा है 50 रुपया लिया ऑटो, so they will say idiot keep your mouth shut. So this can be approximately now taken same as gmb me divided by re square, है ना, unless and until this body is far away where it makes a sense, otherwise it doesn't make a sense, right? The layer of atmosphere itself is 5000 kilometers हम लोग बोलते हैं, तो वहां तक कोई मतलब, ये ऊपर थोड़ा सा, it's like how you play cricket catch जैसा है। Now so there will be a force, now what we need to understand here is that there will be a force by which the ball will be attracted or the body will be attracted towards the center of the earth. Let's say this force is F, earth exerting the force on the body, FEB. Have you understood? FEB is the force exerted by the earth on the body, and simultaneously as per Newton's law of gravitation or the third law, the body should also pull the earth towards itself, and let's say this force is FBE, right? And these two forces are exactly equal to each other. Look children, what we have done, we have just come from the gravitation concept to our earth. From universal we have brought this concept to our earth, right? Now ये जो FEB है ना, this is the force by which earth pulls a body towards its center, and that is what Newton saw. सोते सोते एप्पल टपक नीचे आया, you are also pulled, that's why you are standing, ये तो हवा में होना चाहिए था। इस फोर्स को हम बोलते हैं द फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी, द फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी। अब ग्रेविटी बोलते ही आपके दिमाग में क्या आ जाना चाहिए? अर्थ। इज इट द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स ऑल्सो? यस, इट इज अ स्पेशल फोर्स, आई वुड से दिस इज द ग्रेविटेशनल पुल of earth. When earth, so sir everybody has a gravitational pull, everybody exerts, yes, लेकिन जब अर्थ इसको खींचता है ना तो पैसल हो जाता है, और इसको हम बोलते हैं फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी।
सर जैसे यूनिक नेम
given, yeah, if a king is addressed as your highness, yeah, my father will be addressed as Mr., but respect is given to both the gentlemen as per the English language. It's just like that. It's a universal pull of the earth. You also have a universal gravitational force. We not call that as force of gravity. So when we talk about gravity, gravity is the force with which, and just start thinking now. Your second question should be, What you see all in and around, you only see this force. Throw a ball upwards, we find only earth is the dada, it is pulling everything. We never see the earth going towards the ball, hai na? But as per gravitation, ball must be attracting the earth also. Do you agree or not? As per the universal law of gravitation, ball is also attracting. ये ball भी earth को attract कर रहा है. हाँ, mass more है वो देखेंगे. ठीक है? So this ball is also attracting the earth. Earth is also attracting. But we see everything as if being attracted. And this force of gravity is the force. अब आगे पढ़ते हैं. What is this force of gravity? The force with which earth pulls any body towards its center. सीता माता को थोड़ा ज्यादा खींचा था इसलिए जमीन के नीचे ले गया, बाकी लोगों को जमीन के ऊपर में रख दिया है ना? यू नो ना, सीता वाज टेकन, भूमि में चली गई थी, फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी ज्यादा था उनको. ठीक है? द फोर्स विथ विच अर्थ पुल्स एनी बॉडी टुवर्ड्स इट्स सेंटर, एंड दिस इज द फोर्स ड्यू टू विच यू आर स्टैंडिंग. अब जरा सोचो, अगर हम मून में जाते हैं, मून का भी तो एक ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स है. वी कॉल इट द फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी ऑफ मून. कमजोर है. दैट्स व्हाई मून में आप ऐसे छलांग मार मार के जाते हो, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट बीइंग पुल्ड दैट मच. एंड लेट्स गो टू सम अदर सेलेस्टियल बॉडी. Every body will have a force of gravity. It may be big or it may be strong, that is something different. But as soon as you start going to some bigger planets whose density is less, like say Uranus type planet, Neptune, they are all gas planets. They don't have solid mass. वहां तो आप ऐसे भी मरोगे जाने से. But seeing that we have gone to Uranus, हम जमीन पे खड़े ही नहीं होंगे, because उनकी ग्रेविटेशनल पुल काफी कम है. हम ऐसे दुरुम दुरुम घूमते रहेंगे. So the force of gravity is responsible for pulling you and you standing on the earth. Otherwise you would have थोड़ा ऊपर रहते हैं. ऊपर जैसे ही हम जाते हैं कहाँ, स्पेस में, द अर्थ्स ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स कीप्स ऑन वीकनिंग. ये आप कॉन्सेप्ट ले लो. एज यू आर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स द स्पेस, नाउ से आवर वैभव हैज नाउ गॉन टू स्पेस, यहाँ ऊपर चला गया है. हैज हिज डिस्टेंस इंक्रीज्ड? यस. सो हिज फोर्स हैज कम डाउन, अर्थ्स फोर्स हैज कम डाउन. सो वैभव आल्सो आउट देयर इज लटको फाइन, ही इज नॉट. बट एज सून एज ही कम्स नियर टू द अर्थ, ही इज बीइंग पुल्ड मोर स्ट्रांगली. ठीक है? अब ऐसे में सवाल कैसा पूछना चाहिए? सवाल सोचो, एक होल ड्रिल करते हो अर्थ में, हाइपोथेटिकल, यहां से होल ड्रिल करते हो यहां तक. देयर इज अ पर्सन हियर आल्सो, देयर इज अ पर्सन हियर आल्सो. व्हाट शुड हैपन? बोथ द पर्सन शुड कम एंड बैंग देयर हेड एट द सेंटर, टंग करके से. अर्थ पुल्स एवरीथिंग टुवर्ड्स इट्स सेंटर. एक कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया? व्हाट इज फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी? द फोर्स ऑफ ग्रेविटी इज आल्सो अ ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. A specific force when we are talking in terms of earth and any body. The force with which
you just said you drill a hole, right?
Hmm.
But center vanishes, no?
That's why hypothetical is question. Right? So the question is that whenever you have earth and any other body, we call it as force of gravity. Is it a gravitational force? Yes. It is also a gravitational force. ठीक है? अब यहां से आओ देखते हैं कुछ और चीजें, इंटरेस्टिंग बातें. इतना समझ में आया? अच्छा, ये कहानी थोड़ी देर यहां पे ही रोक देंगे अभी. ओके.
Sir, what about sir, in every day study that usually force is exerted in all directions. So Earth is also applying force on other objects.
Yes, every object, everything. Earth is not so biased only it will pull you. It is pulling me also. It is pulling the boy whom you don't like also. It is pulling someone else also. It is also pulling INSAT 2C satellite also. Yes. And at that time you are also being pulled by them also. So what is your nature right now is the resultant of all forces. Suppose now Arav starts pulling your left ear, Dipanshu starts pulling your head, I start pulling your leg, और ऊपर से वहां से कुछ, कहीं ना कहीं तो आप बीच में जाके रुक जाओगे ना. That is the resultant of all forces. Net force. So the net force, we will see that you are here. So it means rather than all of us disturbing you like that, one boy pulling you there also produces the same effect. ठीक है? So have we understood the force of gravity is this part? Okay. Now next question comes. Next question comes here is that, आ जाओ. Now Earth. Now, after this, all discussion is with Earth only. Earth, and there is a body. अब मैं body को यहीं रख लिया. And you very well know this distance is negligible. So this is how much? This is approximately RE, radius of the Earth. M standing for the mass of the body, chota m or MB, and ME standing for the mass of the Earth. Agreed? Right. So the Earth is actually pulling this body. So let's say the force exerted by the Earth on the body should be given by what? G ME MB divided by RE square. This is the force, right? Now try to think of the body. Try to think of the body. Just the body, right? The body is now experiencing a force which is FEB, force exerted by the earth. मैंने अर्थ को हटा दिया, है ना? आप मुझे खींच रहे हो, आपको हटा दिया, मैं कैसा फील कर रहा हूं? हाउ इज द बॉडी फीलिंग? बॉडी इज फीलिंग भैया पुल कर रहा है हमको, ये फोर्स है. बॉडी का मास कितना है? mb. So Newton's second law says this is the net force acting on the body. The net force acting on a body, the net force acting on a body is given as the product of the body into the acceleration faced by the body. Newton's second law says this also, right? That's why this body is having acceleration. आएगा ना? If you put the what you call if you suspend an apple and you drop the apple, apple is going to come down से तुम्हारे पे accelerate करके आएगा. Apple आराम से नहीं आएगा, धाम से आके गिरेगा तुम्हारे पे. So this is that. So this force and this force are same. So we should be able to equate these two forces. ठीक है? आ जाओ equate करते हैं. G MB ME by RE square should be equal to MB into the acceleration. बच्चा ओवरहेड ट्रांसमिशन तो नहीं हो रहा है, समझ में आ रहा है ना? ये फोर्स और ये फोर्स सेम है, सो वी कैन इक्वेट द टू फोर्सेस. अब जरा देखो तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है. MB cut.
Yes, sir.
Very nice thing. Very nice thing. If MB is cut, MB cut, then what do you get? Acceleration is equal to G into ME divided by RE square. Now my question to you is G a constant?
Yes.
Is the mass of the earth constant?
Yes.
No sir, yesterday 20 babies were born and 3 old men died. No, mass of the earth is negligible again. Mass of the earth is constant. Is RE constant?
No. Yes.
Yes, radius of the earth is constant. RE is constant. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
ऐसा तो थोड़ी है रात को करके अर्थ फूल गया थोड़ा सा. Earth is constant. That means this entire quantity is constant.
Yes.
That means his acceleration is constant. Okay, that is one finding that we got. The मजा लो physics का. Second, in this expression of acceleration, do you anywhere see the mass of the body which was there? No. That means हाथी, घोड़ा, बैंगन, गोभी, अरब, अनन्या, अन्या, रावण, किसी को भी बिठाओ कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, सबके ऊपर सेम एक्सेलरेशन होना चाहिए. हमने तो भैया यहाँ जेनेरिक बॉडी लिया था ना. दिस कुड हैव बीन दीपांशु, अनन्या, अन्या, यशवी एंड और सिद्धार्थ, मी, रावण, एनीबडी. But when we define the acceleration formula, is MB appearing here? No. That means whether we take bakra, murgi, anything, this acceleration is constant. Something special, a acceleration which is constant. And who creates this acceleration? Mata Prithvi creates this acceleration. So should we not give some special name to this acceleration? Yes. So the special name given to this acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. और इसको हम A से नहीं दिखाते हैं बेटा, इसे हम small g से दिखाते हैं. Time that small g has made its entry. And small g acceleration, is it vector? Acceleration is vector. So I should have one direction also. No matter how you are on the earth, acceleration is always acting downwards. That's why apple comes down, hathi comes down, fairy comes down, only atma goes up.
What if you inside like the exact center?
Exact center of the earth. then there is the force of attraction, this will be zero. Anything divided by zero, the quantity is what? Infinite. ऐसा जोर से छिटक के कुछ गिरते या कुछ एक होता? Very good question. ये zero हो जाता. And when it is zero, in maths we call it indeterminate. You can't determine. हिंदी में बोलते हैं अपरिभाषित. इसकी कोई परिभाषा नहीं है. इसकी वैल्यू कितनी है? इनफाइनाइट, अनंत. क्वांटिफाई नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन ये समझ में आया what is acceleration due to gravity? The acceleration due to gravity is the acceleration that acts on any body which is attracted towards the earth, and this is a constant. Here it does not matter. So that means tomorrow from the balcony, if I take Dipanshu and drop him, with how much acceleration is he going to fall? 9.8 meter per second square. I took a rhinoceros and I dropped it. With how much acceleration? 9.8 meter per second square. I took a feather and I dropped it. With how much? 9.8. But you will say, sir, feather came last, Dipanshu came last. Feather came first, Dipanshu came last. That is because feather faces a lot of air resistance. सबकी इनिशियल वेलोसिटी जीरो. ये सब और पढ़ेंगे आगे जाके. पर आपके दिमाग में जी का मतलब समझ में आया. अब जी कांस्टेंट है, दैट मींस जी को भी एक वैल्यू चाहिए, और इसकी वैल्यू होती है 9.81 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर. Sometimes if the school has lot of love and affection for you, they will say take G as 10.
Yeah.
The rule is if G is not mentioned, you are supposed to work with 9.81. In fact, I don't have the scientific calculator right now with you, but I want you to do this calculation. 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into mass of the earth 6 into 10 to the power 24 divided by, oh hai mere paas calculator, I've got it on my mobile, I'll do it right now. 64,000 kilometer, that means 64,000 into 10 to the power 3 whole square. If you calculate this will come as 9.81 meter per second square.
So when was this found
So
out?
acceleration is exactly constant because you can like it's a little negligible, like
Who?
mass of the earth.
Mass of the earth negligible.
Sorry. Like even
बॉडी का मास तो आ ही नहीं रहा, कट गया ना.
yes, sir.
ये तो कांस्टेंट ही है. इसके एक्सप्रेशन में मास नहीं है ना.
Yes.
मैं हाथी लूं, बैंगन लूं, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? ये तो कट गया अल्टीमेटली. There is one catch here. There is one catch. This acceleration changes. What is the shape of the earth? बचपन में पढ़ा है ज्योग्राफी में.
Geoid.
ऑरेंज जैसा है. The earth is flattened at the poles. ऐसा है अर्थ. तो ये जो RE है ना, RE इक्वेटर, और ये क्या है? REP, RE poles. So RE pole is less than RE equator. So the acceleration will differ when you go to Antarctica and will differ when you are in Ecuador. That is the country to which the equator is passing, or you say Indonesia. Equator is passing to Indonesia. So it will get there. Understood? So here, there, इसमें difference आता है. इसको लेके भी बढ़िया problems आते हैं. ये भी हम करेंगे. ठीक है? आज के लिए इतना जान के रखिए. आज आप क्या क्या पढ़िए, जस्ट ये वीडियो को ही देखिए, और ये सब कैलकुलेशन साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर या फिर कंप्यूटर से करने की कोशिश कीजिए. आपको मजा आएगा. यू विल गेट 9.81 100%. That's constant. So the acceleration, tomorrow if somebody goes and makes the earth खोखला and reduces, तो ये सब घट जाएगा. ऐसे एक acceleration मून का भी होगा. We are not bothered यार, we don't stay in moon, we stay on earth. तो हमारे लिए इसकी botheration ज्यादा जरूरी है. ये बहुत आगे रोल प्ले करेगा, weight, mass and many other things. So this is important. So you learned about Newton's law of gravitation, you learned about what is G, you learned what is action reaction system in a gravitational pull, then you understood, you came from universe, you landed on earth, you tried to put the same perspective on earth, between earth and the body, and you said that there is a force. Then you looked at the body as alone. Yes, I'm being pulled towards the earth, so there should be an acceleration that I should experience. In our next class, we will make the earth alone. We'll make the earth alone. Earth is also facing some force, same force. Then we'll see what is the acceleration that is faced by the earth. Today we saw what is this. That means earth, but in actual real life scenario, every object falls on the earth. So every object experiences a pull towards the earth. That means every object experiences a pull towards. So if there's a net force acting on me and I have a mass, there should be an acceleration on me. Father equal to ma. That माँ का आज कैलकुलेट किया, और क्योंकि ये अर्थ के पुल के लिए आता है, कांस्टेंट है, तो इसको एक स्पेशल नाम देना तो बनता है. इज कॉल्ड एक्सीलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी। आज का रंगारंग कार्यक्रम यही समाप्त हुआ।